Okay, so let's get started. So, guest today is Garza. If you guys don't know him, he kind of is an up-and-comer in the Burnout world, Miata enthusiast. What else did you describe yourself as?
I hold the record for donuts at the last Burnout event.
Is that true? I don't know about
Dude,
that.
I Googled it. The record was like 280 donuts. I'm not joking. I think I did like 300.
I've seen like 5 donuts, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I can't do any more than 5.
Well, I'll tell you this. They were filming for 5 minutes, and I was still doing donuts. I had to get cut off. I thought, oh, that's the record.
Yeah. I've done a Burnout where I'm on the wheel, and they're like, dude, you've been done. Like, you've been done.
The thing is, though, is like, I mean, I've seen so many burnouts at this point now.
Yeah.
Like, the good ones are the people that just keep going.
Like, have no awareness for what's going on.
Right. So, like, when they're like, all right, you're done, and then the people stop, like, you don't ever remember those ones.
Yeah.
But
That's
the
true.
ones where it's like, they just keep going, those are the
So
ones.
do you have any desire to, or do you have any plans to make your car more competitive?
See, I do. I just don't know how to do it.
It's fair. That's fair.
But, I mean, that Miata's been through a lot.
Yeah, so last time I saw it out, you kind of head-on hit a wall.
Yeah, that happened. Dude,
It hit coolant, right?
that was crazy, though. You're at Bristol. You're looking up. Dude, the stands are
You
crazy.
shouldn't have been looking up.
Well, I got to get it all in.
Where you're going.
I'm like, holy, this is wild. So my plan was definitely got to show the fans I can hit second gear.
Yeah.
I hit second gear, and like as soon as I hit second gear, I looked up. The wall's like right there. And I just hit the wall.
Yeah, just like right on that like corner. It just
Yeah.
like got crunched the whole corner of the car.
The worst part is, though.
Kyle was like, my baby.
Oh, man. Now when I go do a burnout, I'll tell Kyle, just look away, bud. I'll take it from here.
There's just no remorse for that engine.
No, it's still running good. Well, it was down a cylinder last time.
Oh, you don't have a lot of those to be down one.
But, like, if we're talking burnout cars, that one has lived longer engine-wise than half of them in that fleet.
That's true. That's true.
And it barely gets any maintenance done.
Yeah, that's not really something to brag about too much, but
I mean,
but the other thing is like it's really tough to have a competitive burnout car. Like those guys that
Oh,
have
yeah.
like the high level. Because I
Yeah.
was telling Bronte that I'm like, I'm gonna ask Garza about like having a highly competitive burnout car. And she's like, that's a little mean. I'm like, well, it's not mean. Like you just know what a
dude, those guys they're at such a high level, and those cars are so insane that, I mean, to really have a high level car, you're going to have to put a lot of money into it, and you're going to have to know everything about that car.
Yeah, it's like when I go drag racing and
Yeah.
how I know my car. Like,
Right.
It's the same level
Yeah.
of dedication.
And it's, I mean, for me, I'm just doing it to obviously have the most fun.
Yeah.
Because there's no way a Miata's going to compete with those cars. Like, once you just hear the sound of, like, toast, for example, it's like, holy cow, there's no way.
You
that-
guys almost need like a friend group burnout because like I feel like you, Drew, and Chad could have
Yeah.
like the competition there, like
Right.
between the three of you almost because like those cars could go either way on
Yeah.
who wins between those three.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, last time we had, Chad was in the mystery machine,
Oh yeah,
and he was in the pad at the same time I was. So, I mean, we could just do little things like that to make
Yeah.
it just more fun.
just to have fun because
Yeah.
I guess my brain always goes to like how do I win this competition?
So that's how I was thinking at first, but then once you just think like, buddy, you got a Miata, just kind of.
Then you see the blown
have
big block
fun.
come in and you're like,
Yeah.
ah man, the
Yeah.
methanol big block. Man.
And it's like every like burnout guy there. It's like, oh, what are you driving? I was like, oh, the Miata. They're like, what are you, a girl?
Like, nah, man, really, what are you driving? Come
Grandma
on, man,
let you
stop
have the
joking
car.
around. Like, what are you really driving?
I always, dude, it rips. Just wait till I go out there and
Yeah.
I hit a wall. But
No, it definitely rips. I've seen it. I've actually, so let me run this by you. I've been thinking a lot lately. 2022, I didn't win as much as I wanted to. Mm-hmm. So I've been thinking maybe follow in Tom Brady's footsteps, get divorced, and maybe there's a chance I win more
dude,
in the next season.
I'm already doing that. I got all my money into crypto.
FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried has all my money in the Bahamas. I trust it.
I'm buying a car from the Bahamas.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like maybe if I get divorced, take that route.
I mean,
It's a risk for
Bronte,
sure.
hit me up.
Bronte's not on board yet. I've ran the idea by her. She doesn't really grasp it yet, but if I can win more,
Who gets Bowser?
I'd probably have to take Bowser.
Yeah.
She probably gets anything fluffy. I'd
Well,
probably get anything that's outside.
If you win more, then you can win her back.
Oh yeah, that's like a hero arc.
Yeah.
Like lost the girl,
Yeah.
won her back. Maybe that's what Tom's trying to do.
Are you going to, in 2023, you going to try and go some other tracks?
Yeah, we have a lot of places we want to go to. I want
Really?
to make it to Texas again before they close Houston.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Hopefully make it to some of the more Cletus stuff. I've been thinking about the Burnout stuff. I want to obviously do some more of those, but I'm very reluctant unless I have like a vehicle that's like I could actually win this. I'm very reluctant to go anywhere with it.
Well, I know the last contest, a lot of people weren't entering like the payout one.
Yeah, there was the open comp, and then there's the rivals.
What was the payout? I forgot how much it was, but a lot of people weren't entering.
There's a chicken peck in your box.
Chicken pecking my beer. A lot of people didn't enter, and like even Kyle, he came up to me. I was like, "Are you going to enter?" He's like, "I don't think so," just because everybody else thinks all the high level cars are going to enter into it, and they have no choice or chance. But I mean, Drew entered it. I honestly thought he won it, but I guess he was hitting the too many walls, and that kind of knocked him out of winning it.
Yeah, that was one thing early on. You had to win by basically totaling your car.
Right, but now it's way different.
Yes.
Like you would, like if you had the smoke and all the criterias, you could probably win it if you had something pretty good.
My 240 didn't do bad on the one that I did in it.
No, that did
But
good.
I wasn't prepared to hit a wall with it, so I was like, eh.
Yeah.
And it popped the radiator before it popped the tires, unfortunately.
And that's one of the things too. You
Lost
got to
its
drive
belt.
off.
Yeah.
To win.
It drove off.
Yeah.
The radiator exploded, but it did drive off.
Miata never drives off, but let it cool down. It starts back up.
At least it's easy to push.
Dude, the clutch goes out on it now. Like once I start doing like ripping,
Just right away.
Yeah, basically. So like last time I went to go hit second, no clutch. I'm like, well, there I go.
That's
again.
the other thing. You really do need an automatic burnout car.
Yeah, because I mean, how many times have you saw people go out there and they just miss a gear and it just ruins the whole burnout?
I mean, neighbor cooks the clutch every time.
Yeah.
For the last 5 years, it's been doing that every time. The clutches just like weld themselves together, and you have to just let them cool down.
Now it just hits walls.
Yeah, you'll do that too. You know, it's a Crown Vic. There's been a few Crown Vics that have gotten totaled out on that pad.
Oh, for sure. I totaled one of them.
Yeah.
It was
Drew's was totaled before it pulled out.
dude, the worst hit I've had. I forgot. I think we were in Indy, and I hit a corner in one of the Crown Vics, and I was so strapped in, like my whole body like went one way, but my hips did not move at all. And the next day, I'm like limping because I was so sore. It was like my whole body was out of place. That thing was totaled.
Yeah, they definitely get totaled easier than people think.
Oh,
Bent
yeah.
axles and stuff. How does it feel to go out there with fans? Because it's weird because like when me and Garrett were doing it, we had less we were filming videos, but we had more people that didn't like us than did for a long time.
Oh, I have people that hate me.
I still have people that don't like me, but like it took a long time for us to get to a level where it was like,
Yeah.
oh, not everybody doesn't like us. And then it was
Right.
like, oh, there's actually a fan base.
Honestly, like going to the events is insane. The fans are like the best. Like, when you see them in person, they're all love. I mean,
Yeah.
on the internet, I think me and you are the worst drivers in the world.
So I'm told, dude. It's crazy.
I get it told every event, like all the comments, Garza's the worst. Why is Garza there? But in person, dude, it's crazy. Like, they all want an autograph. I mean, you don't even know me. They still want an autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I was there, there's some lady like, here, will you hold my baby and take a picture with it? I'm holding a baby, like, first time ever, taking a picture with her baby.
Like, ma'am, are you sure?
Yeah. But they honestly there's so much love at the events that it's kind of mind-blowing. Like,
it really is. Those guys are, everybody that shows up that event is diehard.
Diehard, big time.
Ready to do it.
Yeah, and that just, like, fires you up even more. Like, when you go out there, like, I'll look at the crowd and be like, man, I'm nervous. But then once I'm in the car, it kind of goes away a little bit.
Well, people love it. I'm sure they went crazy when you hit the wall. Like, people love that stuff. Like, that's like the Monster Jam mentality.
Yeah.
Like, when the Monster Jam trucks roll over, that's when the crowd's happy.
I know.
They don't like the success that much.
The wild thing is, when I hit the wall and I went up in the stands, because I love going in the stands and just interacting with them all.
Yeah.
I had 20 people tell me I did the best burnout. I was like, I hit the wall, but thanks, brother.
You're a bad judge, but I appreciate you.
I love you. We need new judges. Get this guy in.
Yeah, because you go to Summer Nats and the judges there have iPads and they have like 10 criteria. I asked one of the judges, I was like, oh, can I take a picture of the criteria you use? And he hid the iPad and he goes, I will lose my job.
Really?
And I took a photo of how they judge.
It was that bad?
That's how particular they are.
That's pretty crazy.
I was like, respect, I get that.
Do you think they all have like somebody gives them one list, or do they have different lists for, let's say maybe it's a newbie judge or like a seasoned vet judge?
I think for that event, it's you got to have some criteria.
Yeah.
You got to have some list. The guy that I talked to, shout out to this guy because he was freaking awesome, but I was asking him about it. I was like standing there and it's like 100 degrees out. It was smoke and we couldn't see anything. We're getting covered in rubber. And I'm like, oh man, like this is pretty freaking crazy out here. Like this is brutal. And he goes, I work in a coal mine. I was like, oh. It's like, my bad, dude. I came here to film this.
He's like, this is great quality air.
He's like, this is fine. Like, it's like you didn't have to.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah. I mean, does it get any, like, you think a burnout contest is bad and that air quality sucks. This man came from a coal mine to judge.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was fun, though. That's a really cool event to go to.
Oh, I would love to go to that.
It'd be awesome to see some of the cars from over here go over there.
Yeah, how do you think they would do over there?
Some of them would do good.
Yeah.
For an event like Summer Nats, it would be pretty tough, but they have a pretty big circuit over there.
Those guys are pretty crazy.
The chickens were pecking a box, and I'm sure you guys heard an audible hit of a box, so I had to hit the shoe at them.
I didn't even think about that. You'd probably just hear like.
It's probably not that loud. The mics pick up, delete that noise pretty well.
Yeah.
But
I know some of those guys that came down for Australia to Garrett's event.
Yeah, no gas. Those guys.
Yeah, those dudes were pretty cool, and like they're like telling me like, yeah, we like study like where the air's moving, so we know which way the smoke goes when we're doing the burnout. And I'm like, well, yeah, who doesn't?
They take burnouts as seriously as we take drag racing. They drag race over there, but like their burnouts are as serious as our drag racing, which is insane. Like they build pro mod level burnout cars.
Oh, it's crazy. Like the amount of like down, like meticulous, like down to the nut and bolt, how they are.
And we're getting them over here.
Yeah,
people are starting to build them.
Yeah.
A lot of people are building turbo cars, which I hate to break it to you turbo guys, but it ain't gonna cut it in the future.
I want a turbo.
I mean, turbos are great.
Yeah,
I love
they're
turbos.
all blowers over there,
But
and they just rip. It's crazy the difference. Like once a blower car, like at Garrett's events, Cletus's events.
Oh yeah, I mean like once
it's like, all right,
kill a bee, like once the blades open on that, you're just like, it's like
You don't hear anything but
chaos.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
you ever see, like, in a video game where, like, somebody throws a flash grenade and it's just like,
Yeah, dude.
like, you're just disoriented.
Yeah. We were like filming for the first time. That's how it was. I had to stop. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they need
you
like a-
feel it like all the way down in your heart.
They need like a blast-proof box for people to go to if
Yeah.
they're like struggling, because that stuff is crazy. You do not realize what a blower car wide open throttle is going to be like until you experience one.
Have you been in one?
I have been in Toast a little bit, but not on this setup. I don't think I've been in like a true. I've never done like a burnout in one, like where somebody's doing a burnout.
I was just wondering like how it feels like for the driver, like inside of it, like because outside, you know, it feels like painful
Yeah.
being near it, but inside of it, are you just kind of like everything's blurred out?
I would imagine it's similar to me driving my car, where
Just goes so quick.
you're
that-
just not even thinking about that. You're only thinking
Yeah.
about like your next move, like
Right,
keeping
right.
it off the wall, like your next flick. Like you're not even none of that, because like when I'm going down the track, like none of that like bullshit's going through my mind. It's all just like next move, next shift, parachute. Like
So you're not even looking at like even in the stands or anything.
no, nothing.
Nothing.
Just looking
Just straight.
right ahead of me, prepping for the next move.
Nice.
And that's kind of that's the way I do it. I'm sure some people that have been doing it longer are like, oh yeah, like I look at the people like going, 690s, and I'm looking around, I'm hanging out, because some people are just like so seasoned at it
Oh yeah.
that they could just check out almost completely.
Well, like let's say like something. I mean, I don't know how many times like something really bad's gone wrong on one of your hits. Like let's say like if you can think of like one of the worst things that's happened to your car, like what do you immediately do? Are you just like,
If anything immediately feels wrong, it's always parachute out first thing.
oh really? So
First
you hit
thing,
that first,
right to the parachute, because like if the car feels down on power, it might be spitting oil out.
Oh yeah.
It might be a issue on the tires, like it might be a transmission issue, motor issue. So it's like first step always is parachute out for me.
So you see those guys that get a little squirrely and stuff like on those hits going that fast.
Yeah.
How much like actual control do you really have going down there?
Those guys have really good control, and if you see them, it's one hand on the steering wheel and the other hand is on the parachute.
Oh, okay.
Like they're driving one-handed.
So if
and
they like
wheeling that
lose it.
Yeah.
Because I always wonder, because you see guys that save it, and it's like, are they getting like lucky and kind of just doing what they can do, and then it just ends up going straight, or
There's
are
the
they
mix.
actually?
There's the mix.
Oh, okay.
It's a mix.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that guy's really good, or like, oh, that other guy got really lucky.
Right.
Thankfully, I haven't been in any situation where I had to prove myself good or lucky.
Yeah, because I always wonder how much actual control you do have when you're going that fast. Because I mean, if you ask me, it's like they have no control at all because they're going so fast.
Some guys have so much, though, because if you think about like a top fuel guy that goes, 5 seconds in the friggin' 1,000-foot,
Right.
like him in my car would feel like he's driving some slow turd, and he'd have all the time in the world in his mind.
Yeah, because he's looking at it like that. He's like, oh, I can do this, and that.
Even like, for example, like I drive my car and it goes 790s, and I was driving the CTSV before, and it's going slow enough where like I saw like a weird spot on the track and I was like steering.
Matrix.
Like,
Neo.
'cause, once things start to go slow, like once you go faster and going slow, you kind of pick up those skills to bring back.
I would hit the bump.
I almost did. I thought about it.
So when's like the first time you started going to Bradenton Motorsports?
So weirdly, me and Garrett started going to other tracks first.
Oh, really?
Like we did more traveling
Uh-huh.
than we did local racing for a long time, because we started going to all the streetcar takeovers.
Yeah.
Which were everywhere around the country. And then finally we came back and we were like, hey, we should get a little more serious with racing. We weren't very serious. We were more like just bullshitting
Yeah, kind of just.
And
getting
then
the
we started going
experience.
to race at Bradenton more when Alan owned it. Before
Oh,
Victor had
okay.
it. It was a lot of fun
Yeah.
back then. It was like, Alan was like, obviously it's awesome now, but like
Right.
back then, like we didn't really know what we were doing, so it was way different.
Was it kind of like more like outlaw stuff?
It was still outlaw, but it was more like us. Our mindsets were different.
Right.
Like the track is
what
better
you can
and
do.
awesome now, but we were so novice.
Yeah. So you're saying like there wasn't really any safety.
We were bad on safety for a long time.
Yeah.
You've been down the track with your other Miata, right?
Yeah, I've been down the track, dude. I've been going the track. My parents actually live like a mile away, so I grew up going there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember racing my buddy in his rental and like my trucks and like just going down the track on like Thursday nights, just little stuff.
Like the test and tune stuff.
Yeah, like, you know, exactly, just having fun, just doing it, just to do it. And dude, I'm in my GMC truck just like, holy cow, this is the craziest thing ever. Like 20 years old just doing it like 10 years ago.
And we even had like the first Cletus and Cars was there.
Dude, I actually went to the first one, not knowing Garrett at the time.
JH was there in his mud truck.
I knew JH. I've been friends with JH forever.
Yeah.
So I went
he
there.
knows everyone.
Yeah. Guy, dude. That guy.
So, tangent of a story. So when I had my roosters, I had to get rid of them. I had 2 roosters.
Uh-huh.
So I found this guy on Craigslist.
Should have just dropped them at JH.
Dude, I thought about it, but I found this guy on Craigslist, and I reached out to him, brought him up to bring him to this guy's house. It was like this sketchy area in Lakeland, of course.
Yeah.
And bring him out there, and we're talking for a little bit. He's like, "Oh, you're from Bradenton?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You know JH?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I haven't seen that guy in 10 years. I hate that guy." I was like, "You just pulled up a 10-year grudge?"
Dude.
I was like, 10 years and that's the first guy you think of? Like,
Did you ask him why?
He said his buddy punched him in the face. I was like, yeah, we're talking about the same guy.
Yeah, I was about to say that's JH for sure.
My buddy punched him in the face in high school, he said. He's like, what's he doing now? He didn't even know anything about him.
You should have really fueled the fire and just been
Gave him his number.
Yeah. He owns a diesel shop. Go check it out.
Yeah, dude, go hang out with him. But when I was at that first Cletus and Cars, I saw JH pull up in his mud truck.
Yeah.
And he started driving over the demolition cars. And I was like, man, this guy is a loose cannon. He should not be invited back.
Dude, I'm filming it, like, not even sideways, front ways, like, holy cow, this is the craziest thing ever. He's just doing wasn't he just doing a burnout
On the Volvo.
Yeah.
Bending his fender of his truck. Yeah. I was like, this guy just doesn't care.
Before that, he's like, oh, I'm just going to, monster jam over. It'll be fine. I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Knowing him now, we probably wouldn't have let that happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
It was like on the starting line, like everybody was in the truck with like beers in their hands and stuff. Everybody's hanging out of the truck with beers.
Oh, yeah, that's how it was.
I think he drove it there too.
Yeah.
On the street to get there, which is
yeah, he only lives right by there.
And then we've had some jet cars there before, which was cool.
Have you been like at the starting line when the jet cars go off?
Dude, it's the best.
It's insane. Like literally, I feel like I'm not even on this world. Like everything
like hits you in the chest.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm like scared at the same time. Like this might be the way I go.
You try to take a breath when like the jet car hits, and it's just like. Yeah, I try to get everybody that I can to go out for the jet car stuff because you can't explain that until you experience it.
No, I told my mom and she started crying that I did that.
That's fair. I mean, you could have blown away.
I could have been
realistically. The best is when they take off and you see all the hats. Like, what were you thinking? Like,
well, we were like this.
Yeah. People just losing the hats. Dude, that's funny, man. All right, I got some stuff written down too because I was hoping we could get a little more in depth. So you did have a Subaru like mine as well.
Oh, dude, that Subaru was.
I think people underestimate how great Subarus are.
So, I'll give you a story of how great the Subaru is. My buddy had a creek in his backyard, and I'm like, it's all-wheel drive. Like, yeah, I could go through it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm going through the creek. It's maybe a foot deep, back and forth, no problem. Take one left turn, it's floating. There's like some picture I have of me on top of the Subaru, and I'm like, dude, I need someone to pull me out. They pull me out, and I mean, I just have it floored, and I go up a tree. My exhaust is done. And the next day I took it to work. I've taken the Subaru to Redneck Yacht Club. Like, there was people spots that no truck could get, and I'm just floating around on it.
Yeah, so if people don't know about Redneck Yacht Club, that may be a...
That's a JH question right there.
Yeah,
I think he
Redneck
just
Yacht
went.
Club is...
Yeah.
He's basically the president.
Yeah, he's president, mayor.
He's the well-known guy, but yeah, it's...
Can't get in, say, I know JH, they'll let you in.
Non-Floridians, they don't know about that Redneck Yacht Club.
They've heard about it, but once you experience it, it's just... It's the craziest thing like you'll ever see. Like, not in a good way either, I feel.
The best is, like, the rumors, it's like, none of that is mud. It's all cow manure. every square inch is just cow manure.
I'm not gonna lie, it does stink.
People get hurt all the time there.
Every event. I mean,
zero.
I don't want to
safety.
trash it because I've had some of the best times.
Oh, they're
there.
great. I mean, people getting hurt is normal. If you're doing something cool, people are gonna get hurt.
Yeah, it is a really good time.
Most of them deserve it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's just getting hurt, not on their own doing.
I mean, it's just funny here, too, that it's in Florida. Redneck Yacht Club is in Florida.
Yeah, it's nice and a little south.
So I got a question for you.
Okay, let's go.
I always ask this question because, I don't know who I'm with or who I'm around. Everybody has a pass. Have you ever been arrested? You don't have to say.
I've been arrested a couple times.
No way.
I've been in the back of a cop car quite a few times.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I've been handcuffed. Thankfully, I didn't get, processed.
Dude, I cannot see you getting arrested.
So,
are there mugshots?
No, I didn't get processed.
Oh, nice.
I got really lucky at our college house party. Cletus was there.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he was actually in boxers there.
Did he run?
I won't answer that.
Gotta go.
So we were at my house party, and it was 10 o'clock, and it was this house was as full as can be, and there was a line of people all the way up the street. And it's this house is already max capacity times 10.
Like people to get in?
Yes. And I'm what are these people thinking? This is not a club. It was Halloween, or it was Christmas, Halloween, something around there. And we're just doing our normal thing, and all of a sudden, 11 o'clock, cops show up. They get everybody out of the yard, and the house is closed off now. The cops are just standing at both doors, and they're just letting people out one by one until they get to the house owners.
Gosh.
And nobody, none of us wanted to say who the house owners were. And finally, the four of us that lived there were just the last people left.
So you stood up.
I mean, at that point, there was only four of us left.
Yeah.
They were well, clearly you four live here. And I was okay, yeah, that's pretty good reasoning, officer. You got me. They did actually tase Santa Claus in the front yard, which was pretty funny, too. Student in a Santa outfit just got tased in my yard.
Dang.
So they bring a bus, paddy wagon, I guess you
That's
could
kind of
call
tight.
it. Yeah, they bring a bus. They handcuff me and my other roommates, put us in the car and bring us to Orient Point, which is a terrible place to go to at midnight or any other time, especially on a weekend. We're sitting there. The guy in the cell next to me is in a jacket.
You were legit in the cell.
Yeah, I was in the cell. They were giving my roommates ham sandwiches. And my roommates were my one roommate was oh, thank goodness. I was dude, we've been here for 20 minutes.
Yeah, don't even eat that.
It's you seeing people throwing them against the wall, not eating them. So, yeah, we were processed for having a house party. We weren't booked fully, but they took four of us in. Santa Claus, me, my three roommates, and then my little cousin. Who no one else got in trouble besides him randomly.
Oh,
completely
really?
random.
So what happened? So how'd he get in trouble?
I think he had a fake ID on him.
Oh.
But I was out of all the people, how is it you that got here?
They got the wrong one.
I didn't get in trouble. My roommates didn't get in trouble. But my cousin and Santa got in trouble.
That's crazy.
And Cletus was there actually with LED lights wrapped around him and a 25-foot extension cord because that was his costume. So he couldn't go far.
Don't bring this guy. He's a hazard.
Yeah, I was dude, you're dragging an extension cord this is this much beer on the floor. It It was bad. Like, that house got destroyed the
Is it
time we
still
lived there.
up?
It's still up, and they don't rent it to men now.
Oh, nice.
my, my landlords are not happy with that.
All right, I got another question following, same law thing. Everyone's always wanted to, run from the cops. Got a car, you're like, that'd be cool to go in a chase, but like, no, not really get in trouble. If you had to run from the cops, what car would it be?
I would probably go with the car that was used for the last Cannonball. They used like a Mercedes, and they made it look like a Honda Civic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used like
I don't even know anything about that.
Yeah, they used like this badass Mercedes, and they like wrapped it like in a certain way and like took the badges off. So it just looked like a Honda Accord, and everybody was calling in like there's a Honda Accord spinning, like speeding, trying to get the record and stuff. So that would probably be the move, or my wagon, but it's a little less.
Yeah.
A little less hidden, in a way.
Have you seen those guys running from the cops in like a side-by-side?
That's a good move.
Dude, it's insane. They're like just gone.
Yeah.
And then they just hit the woods, and it's like, how can you even go compete with that?
Most people don't know is I grew up, and 3 of my grandfathers that like had a lot of time in my life actually were NYPD.
Oh, really?
So I was around a lot of officers my whole life.
Dang.
Like all 3 of them NYPD. One was horseback. One was like in Brooklyn in the 60s and 70s.
Tough.
And the other one was a patrol on the subways. Like they were like hardened cops at that point.
Yeah, that's like the worst of the worst.
Yeah, so like every time like I talked to them about being a cop was always some crazy stories.
Oh, I bet.
And there was a lot of like there was a lot of the cops were easily paid off at that time.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Super easily.
Yeah.
2 of my grandfathers aren't with us anymore, so you
RIP.
can't incriminate them in any way.
But they got a little
it was easy to be paid off as an officer. Like you pick up the guy that was selling illegal jewelry, and you would take his jewelry and his cash, and then you'd leave him on the corner.
Dude, I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Why process him? It's just more work.
He's the bad guy. You're the good guy.
Yeah, just leave him out there.
Dang, that's crazy.
Well, you were a cop, so you know, right?
I did it for like a year. That stuff just wasn't for me.
But you knew what you were getting into, and then you only did it for a year?
Yeah, I mean, like, you do, but you don't know what you're getting into. It's like every job. You're young, and then once you actually get into it, you're like, this actually isn't as fun as I thought.
You didn't get to beat any criminals with the baton?
I did get in a one car chase with
So one car? It's like by yourself?
No. I got in a car chase. It was there. So I'm chilling doing a report, and I got like a training officer with me. Dude, this Ferrari just goes shoo, right by me. I slam the laptop down. I'm in a Crown Vic. I'm like, I'm catching him. Dude, I got this thing pinned as fast as it will go. And like all of a sudden it just starts smoking real bad. And they're like, you got to take this car in, dude. Stop the chase immediately. Like your car is on fire. And that was my one chase.
Then Ferrari got away.
Oh yeah, I called it in. Never got caught, but that was my one chase.
When was this? Like 2017? 2016?
This was probably like 14.
Oh, 14.
15, 2014.
Okay, so it was probably Super Speeders Rob Ferretti.
Yeah, for sure.
Running cops.
I let him go.
Yeah.
Thank me later.
He got a pass on this one, dude. He honked at you while you went by.
Yeah. But I mean, I respect all the officers that do it. I mean, that life's just not for me. I mean, the nights just killed me. Mm-hmm. The paperwork, so much paperwork. I'm not a paperwork kind of guy. I'm more of an action kind of guy.
Is Florida like still a chase state? Because some states don't allow. Like,
go to Polk County, they'll chase you.
Yeah, but some states they're like you create more damage than you help by chasing the guy.
Right.
So they do like a no chase law.
So it depends what area you're at, but I mean a lot of them are. It's like
chasing somebody through Tampa Bay may not be the best safety move.
Right, they'll for sure call that off. But like if you're in like the country, like I was driving and this car just zooms by me. I'm like, what a dickhead, and a no passing area. And then a cop zooms by me, and I was going east like for like 30 minutes, and I never saw them again. They just kept going. So they probably got caught, I don't know, maybe in Arcadia or something. But it was crazy just seeing I mean, they still do it. They still chase.
Yeah, well, somebody like Grady Judd ain't gonna let you go.
Oh, no. You're getting a few bullets on the way.
Yeah. Shooting out the window as they go.
Grady Judd for president.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Florida, like, they're like, hey, if you shoot somebody, like, we appreciate it. Like, it's crazy.
Grady Judd is something different, dude.
Yeah, they actually appreciate it. Yeah,
like, he's for the people, and he does not like bad guys at all. I mean, the area he's at, too, you got to be it's all you're dealing with over there.
He's in, like, meth country.
Yep. It's a lot of meth and trailer,
Yeah, trailers blowing up from cooking meth.
Yep.
Gets a little crazy out there. So I was wondering, do you have any ideas or plans to monetize yourself?
Monetize?
Because, like, you're starting to build a name for yourself. There's other people around you that you've seen be able to monetize their name, sell some shirts, or, I mean, shoot, even, like, what do they do where you could just do, like shout-outs for people?
Oh, the cameos?
Yeah.
I just saw Chet do a cameo.
Yeah, you should make a cameo.
I mean, I could. I would definitely do it. I just, I don't know. I have so much fun, like, coming over to you, hanging out with you, doing stuff, whatever, with you, and, like, all those
you get
guys.
To do with everyone.
Yeah, like, it's just so much fun that, I mean, I've never really, and it's actually work, too. Like, if you want to monetize and start editing stuff, like, it's a lot of work that, like, I'm kind of guy, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it and focus all my time on it.
But you don't have to go into YouTube. You could just, like, focus hard on, like, say, TikTok or Instagram or
I have it all, but
some other move to maybe monetize it.
Yeah, and then, like, you start posting, and then you end up forgetting about it, and then...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
It'd be cool to find, like, a sponsor. I would just, like some, like, random one of, like, some alcohol company. Or, like, get, like, a sponsor by, like, Buffalo Wild Wings. Terrible wings, but, man, if they want to sponsor...
Man, if you want your stomach hurting, you want the bubble guts,
you want to immediately regret your decision of what restaurant you chose.
Dude, every restaurant I go to, I get like wings or it doesn't matter what I get. I always ask for the hottest hot sauce they have.
Really?
I don't know why, I just like it, but like within 2 minutes, I'm just drenched in sweat.
Yeah, I can't
and just
do it.
hating life.
I can't do it because if the flavor's not there for me, I'm not into it.
I don't know. I think it's just my dark skin. I just need that hot sauce.
That's how it gets you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been out to dinner with somebody dark skinned, so I wouldn't know.
Dude, bring hot sauce. Change your life. Dude, speaking of dark skin, I'm Mexican. Nothing looks better than the giveaway truck that Garrett's giving away. The single cab.
2-door short bed?
Yeah, like, dude, when we went to Texas...
Yeah, but it's not a long bed.
I know,
wouldn't that be the
I like the short bed.
Upgrade? The 2-door long bed?
Nah, dude. Us Mexicans can't handle that.
It's too much?
Yeah. Dude, when we were in Houston, that's all you saw there were just two single cab short beds
the
with rims, the Edgar haircut. Yeah. Dude, that truck
that haircut's the best.
I know. I had it one time.
Yeah, James was wheeling it today. We were out there at Bradenton doing some roll racing with it, and it was beating up on some people.
Really? Did you ever think that truck would be that fast?
I know that those trucks are pretty stout. I didn't think it was going to be going the mile an hour it was.
Dude,
super
that
surprised.
thing is crazy.
Whoever wins that is definitely scoring.
Oh, man. They're going to have to...
Yeah. We're not hyping up the giveaway because the giveaway is already over by the time you're seeing this.
Yeah.
So we're not really hyping anything up. It's just a cool truck.
It is a cool truck.
I would buy one in a heartbeat if I could.
Dude, you can't even find those either.
No. Not like that either.
Yeah.
Like actually an optioned out truck.
Right.
Because you can find the V6 ones that have terrible interior.
Yeah,
They're cleaning your pool right now. Like that's like the pool guy truck.
That's the perfect pool truck.
Yeah, but the V8 one's not. It's not likely to find.
Yeah, that thing is sick too.
But again, like you could try to get some merchandise and get into stuff like that where you're helping on the giveaways.
right, yeah.
Like there's probably an avenue out there for that.
I'm sure there is. There's an avenue for everything. You just gotta find it.
There's definitely some ways to monetize. I just think monetize would be cool because it would allow you to like, put money into a burnout car.
Right.
Like you're already living your life now, but if the extra cash was just going into like the stupidness,
car? Yeah.
like the useless cash basically, where it's
Yeah.
just like, just because.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Even like it's has a stigma to it, but like I've seen a lot of people doing the OnlyFans route.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy because like it almost needs to become a point where anybody can just start one and make it normalized.
I feel like if they just changed the name, so many people would.
Yeah, like just something different.
Yeah, $1 a month.
Or even like a Patreon, something like that where people get the
The
exclusive
Patreon, you can
content.
upload videos and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with OnlyFans though. Like if you were just able to talk to people,
Right.
would be fun. Like you could just DM with people and like.
I feel like their website's just so clunky. Like, I mean, I don't know from
I was
experience.
gonna say I've never used.
I've never used.
I've never opened the website.
I did. One of my friends used it.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so laggy and stuff.
I saw the photos on Reddit. No.
Yeah, just so they need like an upgraded version where like it actually works pretty good.
Yeah, like
Like when you go on YouTube, like that the app just
Yeah.
works flawlessly. Like,
I'm a diehard YouTube fan. People were asking me already, like, put your podcast here and there, and I'm like, man, I just love YouTube so much.
you're gonna put it on YouTube, right?
It'll be on YouTube and probably Spotify and Apple Music. which
I listen to everything on Spotify.
I only use YouTube. I pay for
Oh,
the
really?
YouTube Premium, and it's the best thing ever. It's like
I might have to
$8
get
a
on that
month.
premium.
$8 a month. You can close your phone, and
Oh, that's different from YouTube TV though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the YouTube Premium's nice. I would fully be on board with, telling people to get that one.
Might have to check it out.
Have you wanted to drag race that Taco Bell Miata? Have you made a pass in it yet?
Yeah. I made a pass in it with the stock engine before I knew how to drive stick. So like driving that thing, it was stick. I was like, oh yeah, I could drive stick for sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So then I figured out I couldn't drive stick. So then I actually ended up buying another Miata. I think the Taco Bell one's a 92, and the one I own is like a 1990. And it was like a straight up like project car. I bought it for like $2,300.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all gutted. Everything works fine, surprisingly.
It looked like it had been jumped.
Yeah.
Underneath the engine bay area was like.
Yeah, it was all scraped up. Like I got an oil change in it one time, and because it's so low, like you can't get to it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Here, we're gonna bring you to like our low bay," and I'm like pulling up to it, it's like scraping. The guy's like, "Dude, you got one more bump left." And there's going to be oil everywhere, so you might want to get that looked at.
Let's just raise it up just a little bit.
But
you got rid of that car now.
I still got it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, the clutch is out.
Yeah.
But that's the car I learned basically how to drive stick in. I mean, no one really told me. I just basically ended up burning out a clutch.
Yeah. That's what I did too. When I bought my first stick shift car, I just drove it off the lot. I was like, well,
Yeah, that's the
I was
best
like,
way
I'm
to
gonna
learn.
figure it out.
I mean, I'm not the best at stick, but I can still drive it. I think I'm the best, honestly.
I mean,
Haters say otherwise.
you're the best in your particular car at any particular moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah. But I did go down the drag strip with it the first time. I forgot what I ran, a
didn't you
19
go like
or something.
17s, 18s, something around there?
With a K-swap, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I went like 15, 16.
But
I raced GH in his Prius.
again, I think everybody should take everything down the drag strip. I'm a huge advocate for that.
100%.
Like you won't have more fun than taking a car like that down the drag strip.
Yeah, it was so. I think I hold the record for the longest burnout before going down the drag strip.
Yeah, your tires were like boiling.
Yeah, in the Miata.
Yeah,
it was probably like 2 minutes straight. Got a lot of hate for that.
Everybody in the staging lanes is just like, come on, dude. Like, come on. Like, what's this guy about to do? Go 200 miles an hour? I do the smallest burnouts in my Camaro, and people are always so mad about it.
Why?
I just don't find that a big burnout helps me much.
Yeah.
And they just get all worked up, and then the car hooks, and they're still worked up about it. I don't understand it. They're like, oh, would have went faster if you did a bigger burnout.
Dude, when so like I raced the Miata down the drag strip at, I think it was Houston, and like I'm still like nervous because I'm still new at doing that, especially in a stick.
Yeah, and Houston has like that crowd is almost over you.
Yeah, and like the buildings, like they got like the boxes up there. It's just super intimidating.
Very. Houston is a very intimidating
it's
track.
like
I even feel that in my car when I go there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when I was doing the Miata, I'm like, all right, I 100% have no business here, and like they're telling me like, yeah, you'll be fine. You don't even need like jeans or something. I'm like, all right. I get to the line, the safety guy's just like, what are you doing? You have no jeans on. He's like, get jeans on now. So
man, wear your blue jeans. You can't go down the track like that.
These ain't Wranglers, boy.
Showing your legs. That's the most Texas thing I've ever heard.
Dude, I know.
We got a jeans store on the corner.
Here, borrow my Wranglers.
Got another pair.
So I raced on that, and doing the burnout, like, it was so short just because I wasn't, like, ready to get it over with. I was just so nervous. I wanted to, like, get it to where, like, I'm actually racing. So, like, my burnout was so small. I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get on the line, and I got by Chad, but...
What was Chad in his Mustang?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
The old Ultra Mustang.
Yeah, that thing's had a rough life.
Yeah, but once you do it, like, the first time, then, like, the nerves go away a little bit. And after the second time, I was like, I just want to keep going. Like, this is so much
that
fun.
thing you can hot lap 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And it's not going to have an issue. Not like my car where like you got to wait like 2 hours to cool it off. Be all dramatic like.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
That's what's good about the CTSV today. Like I hot lapped that thing back to back to back and it wasn't slowing down at all.
So who won? I didn't even ask you about that.
We actually didn't even do a competition.
Oh, really?
Just, we were just all calling each other out. Like I was racing like a GTR. I raced this pickup truck. I raced Crispy.
Did you beat him?
Nah.
Crispy got
me,
you?
Dude. He got me.
Dang.
I know. I don't think I'll ever live it down.
Dang.
I told Bronte she might not want to allow me in the house tonight.
Yeah, you're sleeping
So I
with
figured something
Bowser.
out, yeah.
Then what'd Crispy say? You know he was...
Dude, he was just happy that his car made it to the end of the track. He was just glad that the thing actually went down.
Was there any other good races?
Yeah, like the Porsche was really good racing.
Was it whooping people?
George made so many passes in that thing. He showed up in a full suit to race it.
Dude,
Immediately called me out.
Love that guy.
Immediately had to call me out. And I was like, dude, I'm like the slowest guy here. Call us somebody fast.
He was waiting for you.
That's what I felt like. I rolled up and everybody ran up to me.
That's hilarious.
It was fun though. It's a good time. That roll racing, like everybody makes fun of it, but like it's so fun.
I like it, but I just don't get like where's the actual starting? So like how's it go? Do you just kind of match
go
what they're
40
going?
miles an hour with the guy
Oh,
next
so
to you.
you go 40 to start?
And then you punch it at the tree.
Oh, okay.
But it's really there's a lot of up to interpretation.
Yeah,
what
because
you think is 40 and what I think is 40 somehow is different.
yeah, I was
Even though
about
we
to
both have
say because there was
speedometers.
last time I saw one there was so much argument and arguing, but that one was for money. So there was so much arguing of when, and I didn't know you had to be at 40 and then you go at the tree.
Yeah, and it's hard to know. At like some big events, they'll use a speedometer. Like they'll
Right.
use a gun to see how fast guys are going, and they'll send you back if you're going too fast.
I like the roll racing though.
It's easy on the car for sure, and you could just kind of do it a bunch of times because you don't have to like do like a whole stage. You don't have to like do a whole thing.
Yeah.
You just kind of like roll into it. I was like dead even with this GTR.
Oh, you
which
were?
was pretty cool.
Today?
Yeah. Like we're about like the same. I went like 127. He went like 130.
Oh, dang.
So like we're about the same speed, which is kind of cool because
Yeah, didn't you say
badass.
didn't you say you ran like the same exact 3 times in a row?
3 back-to-back 126s. Just like clockwork. Bronte was like, "Can you go faster?" I was like, I'm flooring it.
That's crazy though.
My foot is on the pedal as hard as I can do it.
Yeah.
And then 127.
Do you ever think about maybe building a Spectator drags car?
I don't know what I would use for Spectator drags.
It's gotta be a little beat up.
It's
Honestly, I didn't grow up ever seeing any Spectator drags. I mean, I've been in the circle track and then the straightaway, and the Spectator drags. I love watching that. It's so fun to me just to watch it. I raced the blue Miata and beat Drew in it, and then I raced the Taco Bell Miata, and like the handling in both of those two cars is completely different. Like the blue Miata, I don't know if it's just lower and like better, shocks or whatever.
Better tires too.
It just handles way, like I could floor it around there and be fine. Taco Bell Miata just wants to go straight to the wall.
I think a fun car for me to do it in would be like build an F body, very similar to mine, like a Camaro. Get like a pewter Camaro and build it because it'll be a V8. And those cars can do decent. You put a good tire on it, you could hook, you can kind of get out off the line pretty well.
Right.
So
yeah, because that's all that matters. Dude, those Tesla Plaids are just killing everybody at the Spectator drags.
The Porsche that Garrett got will be very lethal too.
That car,
Think
it'll beat the Plaid?
There's one way that it could, and that's with a driver that has zero fear of wrecking a car. And I know that guy that has zero fear whatsoever. Because like some people, you put them in a car like that, and they're gonna drive it at like 5/10 of its ability. Garrett's gonna drive that thing at 10/10.
All right, but what if he goes against like Chet, who we already know how he is in Teslas? You got
I probably wouldn't line up with Chet. If I like met him on the ladder, I'd be like, I'm gonna just bow out. I've seen him drive some vehicles before.
Have you seen that black like Blazer that does it? And he's just like,
that guy sends it.
Yeah, he's just crazy on the track.
Absolutely sends it. So this will actually come out after Spectator drags, so we'll see what happens with that.
I think he might be going in it. That'd be
Chet?
cool. Oh no, the dude in the Blazer.
The Blazer, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Chet coming out with anything? That terrible Camaro he got?
Dude, Chet, I don't even know if I can tell that story.
Dude, that Camaro is so bad.
Dude, that Camaro's bad. He loves it though. It's him.
I mean, it's great, but it's terrible.
Did you hear him about he won the last Spectator drags?
He did win it?
Yeah.
I know he had that rental car. I think I saw it the other day driving around.
Oh, really?
I kind of wanted to tell the guy.
Hey, buddy, check your GPS on that thing.
I was just going to be like, damn, dude, you crushed it in Spectator drags on Chet's channel. Like, high five, like dab him up.
Can you believe a rental car whooped everybody?
I mean, I believe it. Those Plaids are great.
Yeah.
I think the EV stuff is just hard to beat on that.
What do you feel about the EV stuff? You got mixed emotions, or are you all for it?
I like EVs. I don't think anything should be our only option, but I like EVs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time and energy is going into making them really great.
Right.
And I don't see that much time and energy going into making like the new Mustang great.
Right.
Or the new Camaro. It's all just going into making EVs great.
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel like they're just trying to push it and force it on us a little too much. Because I think they're cool as heck, but I don't want... When you start pushing something on me, it's like I automatically don't like it.
Yes. If I kind of get into that point where if anybody wants me to do something, I'm immediately less likely to do it.
Yeah, 100%. But, dude, those cars are sweet.
Yeah.
And they're making them like that too, where you have no choice but to like them.
Yeah, I mean,
Like the inside,
they're so smooth.
yeah.
And when you drive them for long periods of time, you don't realize the lack of like vibration.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like a normal car like vibrates and it's always kind of like humming and making a noise. You don't realize how crazy it is having none of that.
Yeah, if my vehicle's not doing that, something's wrong.
Yeah, if my car's not like at least misfiring a little bit,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, those cars. That's why though people like can just fall asleep in them.
So you bought a Ranger. Now,
Yep.
is there any persuasion we can do to get you to race it?
There's so many. I've been pulling up everywhere in that, and that's like the first question.
Just, hey, are you gonna?
I just
gonna
got
do the Danger Ranger.
Yeah, I just got a 2000 Ford Ranger, and dude, I love that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I didn't care, I would race it, but dude, that it's gonna get totaled.
Yeah.
100% gonna get totaled, and that thing is so fun. Like every turn, I'm flooring it, doing a burnout.
The problem is if you like it too, it's gonna get totaled even quicker.
Oh, 100, yeah. First
if you
lap,
don't
you're
care
done.
about it, it
Yeah.
won't ever get totaled.
And that's like where everyone's not like is not like a grade A driver.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I am, but I'm just saying.
Well, you're
like,
an example of somebody who would go out there
Yeah.
and be like, obviously not a professional driver. Like,
Right.
when you see the Freedom 500 and you're like, oh, these guys are all like the best of the best.
But I mean, you got Zach and Ty that just won it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the a thing that can happen because once you fall back a couple laps or you slip up a little bit in those races, it's done.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're not making that up.
Right.
That's like 90% of those races because the first one I ever did, I got 4th place.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
top 4. I was behind, like Garrett won, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and it was LZ and then Taylor Ray and then me, and I was like kind of like
All good drivers.
bumping between 3rd and 4th, and then it came out to 4th because my car just couldn't hold on the straights. Like I was just getting driven off of like people were just driving away from me on the straights, and I kind of stopped using the nitrous because it was like.
Does it even work?
Didn't feel like it did anything. I felt like it was more of like
I
a
always
hazard
hear
me
that.
holding the button.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this is just like in my mind.
Did you catch any of the last Danger Ranger race where Kevin won?
I don't think I saw that one.
Dude, his truck was so fast,
Just like
crazy
wrecking
fast.
people.
No, it was just like as soon.
Yeah, but just like so fast. I mean, like.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
getting away
yeah.
from people, like.
I mean, like 4 car lengths,
Yeah.
like from the start, and it's like, how the heck did he do that?
That's tough, and there's a lot of variation in Rangers, engine wise.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I got the 3.0, and then there's the 4.0,
Mhm.
and
Crown Vics don't have any variation.
dude,
None.
I'm pretty sure the Rangers are way faster than the Crown Vics too.
But like, there's no variation in like.
oh yeah,
engine
you get
and
what?
transmission.
Yeah, it's
Because you
all
can have
the
a stick
same.
shift Ranger, you can have an automatic Ranger.
4-wheel drive.
Yep. There's a lot of different options. You can have like different beds and stuff. Like there's so much.
I got the little step side on mine.
The step side's nice. That's a classy look.
Oh yeah,
They don't make step sides anymore, unfortunately.
I need them. I'm only 5'9", dude. I need them.
Only
big time.
5'9"?
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I'm
Tough
only
out here for me, short king.
5'11" and a half. Every time I tell Garrett I'm 6 foot, he just argues and doesn't believe me. I'm like, what do you mean, dude? Like, let me have this.
Like, what is your problem? Just let me have this one thing.
Yeah, I didn't push back when you said you're 5'9".
Yeah, I know.
This is podcasting. You're making the rules as you go. You're making
Exactly.
reality in front of you.
Yeah, it's like the meta world.
Yeah, you make the reality as you go through it. So we're getting to the end here. I wanted to, well, you gave me a pretty brutal wedding speech. I don't know if we wanted to touch on that.
Dude, the wedding speech was awesome.
You and Brent. You talked, like, people were out there eating Italian food, and you talked about my toe infection.
Dude, this guy had a toe infection that was so bad. Like, it was so gross. And he's like the kind of guy like just won't go to the doctor. Like, oh, he'll buff. No, this toe was disgusting, and I brought it up at his wedding for a speech.
I was.
Everyone's eating the nicest food ever.
It was at a point where I was actually limping
Yeah.
because my toe was like
I
such
couldn't even
a bad
believe.
infection.
Yeah, I couldn't believe there was a nail still on it. It was that bad.
The lady that fixed it for me had no remorse.
Really?
Oh man, she like immediately like knifing at it, and stabbing at it, and just like ripping things. I was like, ma'am, please relax. Like it's like.
I think I told everyone at your wedding that it got removed.
Yeah, people think it's actually I don't have all 10.
Dude, that thing was gross.
So I have a good question here. Do you think you could land a plane if you had to? Like, you know, somebody was talking you down. Like, I feel like all guys think like, oh, you know, if I was in the cockpit and like they were in my ear, I could land this plane.
As soon as I get in the plane, I already know, like, all right, there's exit here, exit there. I take a little glance at the, you know, I think I could for sure.
Like, you could land it, you know, if they were like,
thing
is there a pilot on board? Would you be like, I got this?
Stand by.
I always tell Bronte.
Where are we going?
I always tell Bronte, I'm like, if anybody yells, like, is there a doctor on board? I'm going to give it a minute. And if nobody stands up, I'm going to be that guy that stands up. Like,
well, dude, I mean, you got to live life like you're prepared for any situation. Yeah. So, like, if they do say, is there a doctor on board? Like, yeah, you give it a second.
Look around a little bit.
Nobody's going to say anything. All right, let me take a look. What do we got?
If somebody stands up and they're like, I'm a dentist, I'd be like, nah, dude, relax. I'll stand up and be like, I'm a doctor.
Call my boy at Teeth and Turbos.
The other day, there was a guy with a broken down Ranger at CVS, and I walked up to him, and I'm like, hey, man, you need any help? I'm a mechanic. Bronte was like, you're not a mechanic? I'm like,
oh, where do you work? Bogetti Studios?
Yeah, I was like, it's just a Ranger. Like, I could help him out. He was like, oh, it like blew up the radiator in the CVS parking lot. I was like, tough break, dude.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Yeah,
gotta go.
Can't help you with that. It's like late at night at this point. I had COVID too, so I was like, I probably shouldn't get that close to him.
Do you think you could land a plane?
I think somebody talking me down, maybe. I've done a lot of RC plane piloting in my day, and
I haven't done any of that.
It's not much different. I've crashed a few of those, so I have some experience crashing.
Honestly, though,
I give it a try.
Yeah, I mean,
Source it happens.
Just got to find the landing gear.
Yeah, I mean, if those pilots can do it, why can't I?
And dude, they look half asleep, anyways.
Yeah, isn't it all autopilot anyways? They don't do anything.
Pretty sure it is.
Everybody claps. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I can't do that.
No,
I don't clap. Get me off this.
Maybe 50 years ago when it was like, man, I can't believe we made it, but like...
Well, they're smoking it.
You're going to get up and clap? My grandma told me she was on a nude plane once. Yeah. It's like,
going to the nude beach?
It's like a nude plane? Like, why was that a thing?
That plane was getting freaky.
A nude plane. Like
that was a stinky plane.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. I wouldn't want to get on those seats after.
Oh, that'd have to be horrible.
Just a nudist flight. Probably going to like, where's that in Jamaica? Where they have like the anything goes.
Yeah, they're definitely doing something on that.
Yeah, something along the lines of that. Well, man, we've been going for about an hour. I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. We should definitely do this again because that was really fun.
Dude, yeah, hit me up. I'm down the road after work. I mean, I can swing by anytime.
Yeah.
What episode is this going to be?
It'll probably be like 3.
Okay.
I'm pushing it back a little bit because I wanted to have like a couple of car guys on first.
Who else have you had?
Me and Bronte did one, but this Bronte's may come out later. Me and Sketchy Vert are doing one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that dude's
that
awesome.
guy, dude,
I love Jared.
I'm sure he's got some stories.
Dude, he's freaking awesome. So
what's his guest list looking like?
I've had a bunch of people reach out to me, a bunch of really cool racers and stuff. Some people that have like big businesses in this, and hopefully get some of like the people on Garrett's team on.
Right.
James can probably go for a while, and James has been racing since he was like 5 years old. On
JH, dude. skip that guy.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was actually thinking about having him on here and then having the EPA corner him, like finally, like being an informant. Isn't that what Snoop did? And he's good. You know, you inform on somebody, you rat someone else out, and then you're good.
Then you're good. Yeah.
Yeah, then you're in the
100%.
clear.
You can do whatever you want.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap this up. Huge thanks for Garza to come on. Where can they find you at?
Dude, Instagram. You can find me at Mr. Garza.
Yep.
I just got a Twitter. Garza Can't Drive.
Twitter.
I'm posting statuses, you know, all whatever's on my mind.
And hopefully on Facebook a little more because that's a fun community.
Yeah. I mean, Facebook, that's kind of like family, but go ahead at it. I'll accept it. Thanks for having me on, homie.
Dude, this was awesome. We'll do more of them.
Oh, hell yeah.